Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
Elevation, elevation,
Elevation who?
elevation, 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 elevation.
Always remember to always elevate to your next level. Never allow anybody to make you feel less than, unworthy, or anything else. Always remember to elevate because you're an elevation of the way. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning into the I Am Virtual Tour. Yes, we are here again. The I Am She Virtual Tour is in the building. And today we have the visionary of Girl Don't Count Yourself Out, Miss Sabrina Thomas. How are you doing today?
I am doing wonderful. What about yourself?
I am doing great. I can't complain. I'm here with the land of the living.
I know that's right.
So can you tell people where are you tuning in from and who is Miss Sabrina Thomas?
Okay, so I am tuning in from Virginia Beach, Virginia. And again, my name is Sabrina Thomas. I am the visionary for the anthology called Girl. You got to say it with a little sass now. Girl, don't count yourself out. You are resilient, tenacious, and faithful.
Yes, and that title says a lot. That's a
Yeah,
mouthful.
it does. It really does.
Now tell me, how did you decide to come up with that project or that title? Because that says a lot.
Okay, so about 7 years ago, I was introduced to become an author in an anthology, and I resisted it. I was like, I'm not even I'm not even reading books. So why would I be writing anything in a book? And then I was like, who wants to hear what I got to say? Nobody wants to hear what Sabrina has to say. Well, 15 anthologies later, okay. All right. I'm in 15 in 11 time Amazon bestseller. I decided not to count myself out anymore. But to be honest, God put something on my heart to start the community. Girl, Don't Count Yourself Out. It's actually a community on Facebook. And I didn't know why. You know how we do as women, even as men, we wanted everything to be all pretty. I didn't have no logo. I didn't have anything. I just had what he told me to do. I rejected it. I wasn't obedient. I have to admit that I was not, but it kept coming back to me. So I got up in the middle of the night, one night in July, I don't remember the day. And I just put it up in Facebook. I threw it together. I grabbed something off of Google, that looked like a bunch of women holding hands. And I threw it up and I just started every day going in there, doing some inspiration, waiting for God to tell me what to do with this. I didn't know what to do with it. So finally, it came to me. Girl, Don't Count Yourself Out anthology. But the community is all about inspiring women, young girls, men. We love our men, but it's about inspiring women and young women. Whether you're a mom, a teenager, a middle school person, a woman, a mom, a minister, a career woman, or just a single woman in general. About inspiring women to push past fear, lack of confidence, self-doubt, all that stuff, all that stuff that stops us from going to the next level, everything that I went through. So that's how I can relate, because these are the things as I was approaching 50 years old and starting to be an entrepreneur and was getting like, wait a minute, I'm in the corporate world all my life. This is different territory over here. I was counting myself out all those years. Okay. So I knew that I can, get into this community and pour into them because that was me.
Right.
That was me. I'm just sharing the things that I went through. And I knew I wasn't the only one, that somebody else could relate.
Absolutely. And that is so true. So many times we do count ourselves out because we are self-sabotaging ourselves. And partial of that is because of things we've been through beforehand too. So girl, I commend you for stepping forward, because listen, woman empowerment, we need it. Yes,
all the
definitely.
time.
Yes,
all the time.
Because we wear so many hats and we're pouring into so many people.
Yes.
It's like, where are you going to get your fulfillment at?
Yeah. And I look for that too as a woman.
Right.
I'm pouring into people every day, but I go to other places. I need to be poured into as a woman,
right?
As an entrepreneur.
Right. Absolutely. So now you said you 15 books in. 7 years ago, you started this career. Now, so many times we write and it's always a therapeutic thing. So
Yes.
during these 7 years and these 15 books, what do you feel you learned about yourself?
Oh, I guess it's two things because it shifted when I got closer to 50. I'm not sure how old you are, but when you reach a different point in your life, you find that your boundaries and everything changes. But
Right.
when I first started, I was kind of all over the place. I can admit that. I was
Hmm.
all over the place, stepping into new territory,
Hmm.
unknown territory, wasn't sure what I was doing, why I was doing it, and
Right.
really who I was. So now it's like I've just learned about I'm just clear on my message. I'm clear about what I want to do. I'm clear about my purpose that God has for me. So, but that changed over the years because I wasn't clear. I was just
Right.
going through the motions. So I learned about boundaries. I learned that what I don't want in life and what I do want in life, and that's personal and business. I learned that just my focus, my mission in life, what I want to do and what I'm supposed to do, what I'm very passionate about. And we can all be passionate about one or two things, okay? Or four or five things. But my
Right.
passion, I learned the difference between what I want to do, what I like to do, and what I'm passionate about. It's not the same.
Right.
It's not the same.
And
Just because I'm
right.
good at something, that doesn't mean I'm passionate about it.
Right.
Okay. That's a difference. And now I'm passionate about building my author brand. I'm passionate about anthologies. That's why I was in so many of them. I
Hmm.
like collaborating with women, meeting new and men, meeting
Right.
new men and women, connecting with them on different paths. There's so many people that I connected with in these 15 anthologies that I would have never met, in a corporate world.
Right.
I would have just never met, if I didn't, these collaborations, whether they're in states or out of the country.
Hmm. Now, Miss, did you say 11 time
11 times.
one
Actually, I'm
bestseller?
sorry.
Hold on.
I just completed
Okay.
one. It's 12-time Amazon
Okay.
bestseller. Yes.
All right. Let's give her that pat on the back.
Yes.
You listen, I don't have the sound to say, yes, girl, go get
Yes. Yes.
it.
But it's going to be 13 because when we do
Right.
that Amazon bestseller for Girl Don't Count Yourself Out, I'm already claiming that victory.
Yes. Now tell me, when is the exact release date for Girl Don't Count Yourself Out?
Okay, so we're doing a virtual launch September 10th between 2 and 4. It's going to be on Amazon. That's going to be the day that we're going to do our campaign. That is the official release. September
Oh,
10th
nice.
between 2 and 4 is the virtual launch, but September 10th is the day.
All right.
Mhm.
And you have 14 authors? 13.
13. I have 13 offers,
13.
including myself. Hmm.
Okay. Now,
Hmm.
so what was your chapter about in your book?
Well, my chapter is called Girl, Unload Your Baggage.
Oh,
And I'm going to read the reason why I did that is because, you know, as a woman, as an entrepreneur, I've learned in order to go to the next level, even in doing the anthology, being a visionary, I had to unload my baggage.
right.
Okay, I couldn't do this project and pour into women if I was still carrying down the fear, the lack of confidence, the imposter syndrome, the comparison, all that stuff that was
Hmm.
holding me down over the years. I had to unload that so I can do what I needed to do and go to that next level.
Right.
So yeah, that's why I came up with that.
Now, question during this process, because we're on the unloading of things, so we can
Yes.
shift to that next step and the next level, which I call
Mhm.
hashtag elevation of the year.
Yeah.
Um, what do you feel that there are some challenges that you have found about yourself?
Um, you know what? I can admit this. I can procrastinate. Yeah, I can admit that. But see, the thing about it is I know that.
Right.
So when I write stuff down and I have, dates and goals for myself, I have to I have to make sure I check myself because I know
Right.
I can put it off. I can put it off. This anthology was supposed to be 2 years ago, but I don't think
Okay.
it was that was well, you know what? Let me rephrase that. I said 2 years ago I was going to do an anthology that night that
Right.
I started this thing, but God said this year because I
Right.
don't think I was ready. 2 years ago, the pandemic kind of started or whatever. I don't think I was ready, but I could have started it while I was 8 in. I just wasn't ready. I
Right.
just wasn't ready. But I didn't even try to get to that next level. I was
Mhm.
procrastinating. I was in a safe space. And
You was
being an author, it was safe for me just to write my story and being in an anthology. Just let me know when it's going to come out and I'll do what
Right.
I'm supposed to do. That's safe.
Yeah, that comfortable spot.
Yeah,
So
but
many
we
times we
can't grow
sit.
from being safe,
Right. Right. You can't. You can't.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because a lot of times there's a lot of things that's hiding that we're not going into to find out what's on the other side because it's comfortable.
Yeah,
You got a comfortable shirt that you always put on, or if you're in a comfortable spot,
yeah.
you don't want to give it up. But in order to reach your growth and your success, you have to move to the
You
next.
have to. You have to. It's mandatory.
You're right.
Hmm.
That is definitely part of growth. So, with Girl Count Yourself Out, what are you expecting your readers and your viewers to get out of this book?
Um, it's funny because all the chapters are total, and I'm so glad this. I didn't know this. The chapters are totally different. I mean, we're talking about pivoting through life. We have ministers in this
Mhm.
anthology. We have all women of faith. We have international women. I have a woman from Dubai. She's a
Nice.
doctor. I have another woman. She lives in Canada. It's so many different people talking about women, talking about so many different stories. I just think that they will understand that it's like me too. Oh, you too?
Mm-hmm.
Because my story about girl load your baggage, I know someone, I know a lot of women can relate to that because
Right.
we carry around things, men and women, we carry around so much and we don't unload it. We just keep moving, keep going. We don't never try to a lot of times we're not fixing things internally, we're just doing it right here. It's like the mask.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing this, but inside we're going through.
Right.
So I think that it can be relatable, whether you're talking about the breast cancer story, whether you're talking about someone fighting against diabetes, or
Mm-hmm.
just the imposter syndrome. These are all relatable stories
Right.
that women and men go through.
Right.
We're just being authentic and sharing these stories. So I think, there's a story for everybody.
Right.
And I've been in 15 anthologies and people say, what else you going to write about now? As women, we got a lot of things in us. I can write 15
Yes.
more. I
Listen,
got some
probably
stuff.
more than that.
Yeah, I got stuff. As you live and learn, don't you
Right.
grow? We
Yeah.
all growing, especially in this pandemic. The last 2 years, I mean, people are shifting and moving and pivoting and growing and finding things about themselves that they never knew because they have time.
Right.
Time. We all was able to just sit and reflect in time, and that
Mm-hmm.
gave me the energy and the motivation more to this year say, you know what, as we're coming out of the pandemic, we're still kind of in it, coming out of it.
Right.
This is my year, I'm going to do this, because it's time.
Yes, it's your winning season.
That's right.
There
Hmm.
you go. So,
Yes.
what is next for Miss Sabrina Thomas? We have 15 books, we have 13 bestsellers because we already quoting it now, and it's gonna
Yes,
be
yes, I gotta
and it's
claim
gonna be
that. You gotta speak
international,
that. You gotta
and
speak
it's
that
gonna be international.
positive
So,
energy into the atmosphere. So
absolutely.
after becoming international best-selling author, I'm going, well, also I have to say I have a caregiver's journal too that I started about 4 years ago. And I'm working on a self-care journal as we speak. I've been
Mm,
working on that for the last 2 or 3 months, but I kind of put it to the wayside so I can pour into this anthology. I also have a coloring book line for my son. I have being an author and being an advocate started because I have a 21-year-old son who's autistic, and he
okay.
had cerebral palsy. So I've been his advocate from day one, and that's how the journey started. I started writing, about him, my story, to share, to spread awareness and promote acceptance for autism. And I have a coloring book line called Color with Omar. My son's name
Yeah,
is Omar.
I
So
love it.
I actually am publishing the coloring book, but I get the vision from him. You know, I let him lead me, as
Mm-hmm.
much as he can, because he's mostly
Right.
nonverbal. So he
Gotcha.
gets to be a part of that too. So for the next for me is I got a couple more coloring books in the works for this year. Girl, Don't Count Yourself Out. Volume 2 starts in January, okay?
Oh, right
I'm
now,
going to be
y'all hear
promoting
it.
that. I'm going to be promoting that in about, mid-October, November before the holidays. So we'll start fresh 2023, Lord willing. But Girl, Don't Count Yourself Out too. And then I have a conference that I'm going to be doing next spring, Girl, Don't Count Yourself Out Empowerment Weekend. Okay.
Listen,
So yes.
this is a whole brand now.
Yes,
Listen,
yes.
this
This
is
is
a
a
whole
movement. This
brand.
is
This
a
is a
movement. Yes.
movement.
Yes.
She is not stopping at the book, okay?
No, no, no.
So all y'all future visionaries, authors, entrepreneurs, you can't just stop at making the product. You got to make it a brand. You
Yeah.
got to be
It's
able
about
to,
branding.
right.
You know what? I think about it. I remember when I said I didn't know what I was supposed to do with it. I kind of
Mhm.
waited till God tell me what am I supposed to do. And meanwhile, I was just posting. This is the vision that He had. It's
Right.
not just the book to share. It's about branding. It's about the movement. Because you know how it is when you have an anthology and it's over. Most time people just you go about the next one. You stop posting, but it's not over for me. I'm going to keep it going. It's going to keep going. It's
Right.
just going to keep going. And that's where I'm at with branding. So I'm excited.
You have someone because who, like, depending on where they're texting it from, I don't know who it is, so you're probably gonna have to go inside the chat when you get off. But someone said that's awesome. They would love for that for their autism granddaughter who's 29 years old. I'm thinking they're talking about the coloring book that you were referring to. So could you
Uh-huh.
tell them how to get the coloring book as well so that they'll know
Okay,
where
so
they
the
are able to
coloring
get it
book is
from?
two ways. He has a website called Color with Omar. Very easy. Colorwithomar.com is the website, but everything is on Amazon. His books are on Amazon. It's called Color with Omar, and it's like Color with Omar. It's a summer edition, a spring edition, a Christmas edition, a Thanksgiving edition. So it's Color with Omar. Everything is Color with Omar. He's on Facebook and Instagram. Color with Omar. Very easy.
There you go. Hashtag
Mhm.
color with Omar.
Mhm.
Oh, she said it's Sanford from North Carolina.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hey, I'm just
I know
delivering.
exactly who that is.
I'm the messenger.
That's right. That's right. I know exactly who that is. But yes. Hmm.
That is totally awesome. So we're branding now.
We're
You have people
branding.
out there that's trying to figure out how to brand themselves. What do you think maybe 2 gems you could drop for them to, figure out their next movement of branding? Because some people still try to figure it out. They
Well, you
still,
know what?
you know,
I know that I'm branding. I'm building my brand, but to
right.
be honest, I stay in my lane. I have to go to somebody that helps me do the
Gotcha.
branding. I just
Gotcha.
know that I'm taking my author brand to another level.
The
So
level.
I don't want to give anybody any tips on that because that's out of my lane. About branding. I just know that in order to get to another level, I have to brand, and then I go to someone who
I
helps, a
appreciate
brand specialist.
it. Hmm.
Hmm.
So since we look, she said she gonna stay in her lane. So tell me this: how about you motivate that girl out there that is still counting herself out?
Okay, I could say this: show up when it's hard. Okay, because that's real. Show up when it's hard. Keep going even when it looks like nothing's going on, because trust me, somebody's watching you. Okay, do it afraid, do it scared, stop procrastinating, stop making excuses, and stop counting yourself out.
Hashtag girl, don't count yourself
Hashtag
out.
girl, don't count yourself out. And I didn't say girl the first time because there might be men watching, but men,
Right,
don't count yourself out.
right. Absolutely. Everybody, don't count yourself out.
That's right. And you know what? I'm
Listen,
going to say this too. Most of the chapters, you have to read the book, but I'm going to say
right.
this. We learn to stop counting ourselves out and start counting on God. That's when
Listen,
it
that's
came full circle.
right.
Hmm.
Absolutely. So tell people how to connect with you when the book is dropping. Remind them of your launch so they can pay attention and make sure they go get those pre-orders and that
That's right.
campaign day. Give them all the information because we hitting that international and
That's
that
right.
bestseller
Well,
all around the board.
Well, I'm going to post it as well, but the pre-orders are now, okay? And our virtual launch is September 10th between 2 and 4, okay? I'll put the link in it as well for that. And to get in touch with me, it's very easy. Girl, don't count yourself out on Facebook. Girl, don't count yourself out on LinkedIn. Girl, don't count yourself out on Instagram. And my email is girl, don't count yourself out at Gmail.
Now, if y'all mess that up, there's something
Listen,
wrong. Hashtag don't girl,
I
don't
make it
count
very
yourself
simple.
out.
It's simple.
There is no way that you can mess that out. It's been an honor and a pleasure to have you here, to also
Thank you.
have
I should
your
appreciate you too.
fellow,
I appreciate your
no
platform.
problem, your fellow co-authors that were in there with you. It was an honor to have all of y'all on here. Y'all blessed this tour, plus everybody else that was on this tour. And
Mhm.
I Am She virtual tour was about, you standing up for you because you are she.
Yes, right.
So thank you, and we appreciate you for stopping in to the Power in Your Voice I Am Virtual
Thank you.
Bookstore. And always know we're here. So anytime you got a book, come on back. We around. Just tap
All right.
just tap
I'll be back
in.
to volume 2.
Look, just tap in. We are around. Listen, you can bring the whole squad.
All right.
But I thank everybody for tuning into the I Am Virtual Book Tour. Today we have Sabrina Thomas in the building. Make sure y'all follow her, connect with her. Her anthology is coming out. It will be a one that will touch many souls around the world, globally. So remember, don't count yourself out. This have been your girl, Sheena, the lady behind the mask, the author of the book called The Mask Behind the Mask, Unveil the Broken Pieces of the Mask, and the children's book author, The Power in Me. Thank you for tuning in. We will be back probably tomorrow because I have another one that rescheduled. But matter of fact, I think it's the 31st. Don't quote me on that, but I will post it. Thank y'all for tuning in to the I Am Virtual Book Tour. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Like, share, and comment. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Introducing to some and reintroducing to others. Speaker, entrepreneur, motivational coach, and author, Sheena Gadon. If you wish to contact her, you can contact her via email at sgadon16@gmail.com